It is a family show. All right, here we go. Mock draft. What are we thinking here, gents? How do we want to approach it? Do we want to throw a wrench into this anyway, or do we want to maybe? I mean, we can't really trade up, to be honest with you. It's too hard. Hey, that's the kind of content you come here for, Bates. I'm sorry, man.
Wait, is there any sort of who's the decider? Is there any kind of input here? Who's the final decision?
Jacob, you get to make every pick. We're all just going to shut up. You're just going to make.
Well, I mean, I made the best one. I'm just saying, I made the best.
You what? What'd you say?
I had the best. I think out of all of us, I think that it was consensus, right? Everyone thought that I had the best draft. Everyone.
Jacob,
no.
Can I ask you a question, Jacob?
Some people were saying that. Not everyone was saying that.
And I saw a lot of people.
Can I ask you
Never
a
helps
question?
a rusty undercarriage sleep at night, man.
If you had to pick one position, that Packer fans have clamored for the most in the last 10 years, what would you say it would be, Jacob?
I would have to guess it'd be the wide receptor.
Right. And what did you do on your draft, Jacob?
I got 2 of them.
Right off the bat. Jacob
that
was
was
playing chess. He was like, listen, boys, I'm about to win this crowd over right now. I'm going receiver. So, all right, let's do it, boys. Here we go. Let's crank it up. And let's see if anything falls different this time. I've seen Cam Ward come off the board there early. That's a good sign. Maybe this will be accurate. So the Packers are on the clock, and look at here, Jahdae Barron on the clock. Do you guys think there's any chance Jahdae Barron will be there at 23? Because maybe I'm just being too negative in my own mind. I've just convinced myself there's no way Jahdae Barron's going to be there at 23. Last few mocks we've done, though, it's kind of fell that way. I mean, am I wrong for being too pessimistic, I guess is the right word there, thinking that Jahdae Barron's not going to be there at 23?
No, I think that's fair.
I just feel like most teams aren't looking at him as an outside corner, which could be the reason that he would fall. But I do believe that he is a plug and play corner at some position. It doesn't matter which one. At least he can help your team. I don't know. Amelia, what do you think?
The Jahdae thing is, if the dude is going to be a nickel, which I think he probably is going to be a nickel, Greg Cosell's been talking about how important is that nickel position in the defense. And he goes, honestly, I would probably consider that a top 10 position on the whole team. Mm-hmm. That's a guy that has to come down, play the run. That's a guy that needs to know, run fills. I mean, I forgot who said it, but that nickel corner could be filling B gap on a run fit. I mean, you got to be in the box. You got to be paying attention. You got a tight end over. You got a slot outside. But then I still have to get over there basically to Elton Jenkins and try to fill that hole.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. We talk about the tiers of importance on our positions, right? We say 3-tech and edge defender, right, on defense is top tier, right there. They're on the front. That's getting pressure on the quarterback in a passing league. But some people don't look at defensive tackle as that important. Why do I look at that important? It's the closest position to the ball on defense, right? And then what's the next tier? Mock linebacker and post safety. Why? They're covering the middle of the field. You're using the boundaries as extra defenders, the out of bounds as extra defenders, right? So you want the center of that defense to be strong. Emilio, I think it's a great point. I would consider a slot corner more important than an outside corner, hands down,
right? Because
it's closer to the middle of your defense. They may fire on a nickel blitz. They may plug into the B gap if you're playing some kind of an odd front, like, rolling the linebackers over to one side, shifting the defensive line to that side. They have to become a backer all of a sudden. They can also cover deep third if you run a fire zone. There's a lot of different things.
And how often do you want one of your safeties having to play slot corner? Or would you rather just have a legit slot corner?
Right. It's a great point. And again, Javon Bullard was much better in the slot than safety. That doesn't mean he was starting caliber player. And he may turn the corner this year and be dominant. I hope he is. But if you go into this offseason and the best player available is Jahdae Barron, he's got the versatility to kick inside to help you with certain matchups on any particular Sunday, or he can play outside, which he's proven he can do that last year, not this past year, but the year before.
Right.
Then you get kind of what if Javon Bullard takes that extra step? Now Jahdae Barron plays outside and you're off and running, right? So I would much rather have a 3-tech, but again, Jahdae Barron, I believe, is probably the best available here in this particular mock draft. We got to get going, though. I apologize for asking that question. What do y'all think? What do you want to see here? Jahdae Barron, Jahad Campbell, Marion Hampton, Josh Simmons, Nick Emenwore, and Kenneth Grant are the best available.
Not to be boring, but it's either Jahdae or Kenneth Grant right here for me.
It's either Jahdae or Josh Simmons for me.
Where's Josh Simmons on the board, Emilio?
Ooh.
I caught you off guard.
Is 24th.
Okay, so he's 24th.
But he's actually slipped behind Josh Connerly.
Got it.
After the
update, right? Because I'm trying to think. DJ,
but that was one thing we did we'll double check or talk after is Ohio State and Notre Dame. Is that something we can consider a gold if it's a 30 visit? But we'll talk about that after.
Yeah, well, let me mention it real quick. We were going over it.
Yeah, it ain't even working.
We're literally troubleshooting it on the fly here.
Is Walter Nolan available?
Chat, real quick. Ask you a question. You guys know how we're doing the gold boxes for the Senior Bowl and the top 30 visit. Emilio pointed out, like we had talked about on several shows, Goody loves national championship players. Like that's been proven with Clemson. I think it's the reason he went with Amari Rodgers, to be honest with you.
Georgia, Clemson,
Georgia, Clemson,
Ohio State.
And now you've got Ohio State, right? So do you guys think if a player played on a national championship team, should we throw something in there? We could do like the trophy emoji too.
Well, I was saying one trophy, but two, like we're not giving them the gold bar because they didn't perform in the Senior Bowl, but most of the national, like I don't know if any Ohio State players actually played in the national championship, but didn't accept their Senior Bowl invite because of the long playoff run. Is that something that we should give to just, hey, the national championship winner, national championship teams, Notre Dame and Ohio State? That was kind of where I was going with it.
My vote would be national championship winner, but I want to hear what the chat says. You guys throw it in there, and we'll go through it after the show there.
Because at that point, Ibuka would get a star. I mean, or Ibuka would get the gold bar. He'd get the spade and all that. So it would really kind of tie it all together. It's just, do they deserve it if they didn't perform in the Senior Bowl?
Yeah,
but
doesn't the big
pointed out too, though? Well, that means Grant gets a trophy. That's a great point. Michigan won national title.
Yeah.
Should we do? Would we have to limit it to the current year? You know what I'm saying? Just something to think about. Go ahead, Jake.
I just feel like that when you get guys that are at Michigan, Ole Miss, Ohio State, they already have that essence. If anything, they already have a leg up. I don't want to give them more points.
No. All I'm saying is this year's Senior Bowl. I don't even care about Kenneth Grant. I want it this year. The only reason you went on a long playoff run this year and didn't perform in the Senior Bowl was because you played in the national championship. I
agree with that. I'm saying the national championship team, I completely agree with. I'm just saying if you're a quote unquote upper echelon school, I feel like you already have a padded stat line. Does that make sense?
And it won't control. It will not move them on the board at all, Jacob. It's just going to simply be a marker,
like a highlight. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Cool. All right, Tim. Walter Nolan is here. Tim said, "Hell, I'm going to make a sandwich."
I'm here. My bad.
Walter Nolan is on the board. You asked, and he's a little bit lower, obviously, than Jahdae Barron. Walter Nolan. Where's Walter Nolan at? He's in the 19 spot on our board. So. It comes down to
never going to say no to D-line in the first round in this draft. So
Kenneth Grant's 13 on the board. So
Grant, Nolan, even Tyleek. I'm trenches all day, first round.
Yeah, I think Kenneth Grant would be my pick here. What do you boys think?
Do it,
Jacob. Kenneth Grant or Jahdae Barron, man?
Grant.
All right. You convinced me. Grant's the pick. So with the 23rd pick, we go defensive back. All right, let's move along pretty quick here if we can. There went Walter Nolan. He is now off the board. Jeez. Now we go back to Trey Amos. Trey Amos,
the guy.
Jalen Milroe, Travion Henderson, Mason Taylor, Azare Thomas. Those seem to be the top picks there. There's Jaden Higgins in the 51 spot. Got Trey Harris a little bit lower. So, it kind of feels like it should be Trey Amos here. But was there another position we should take a look at before we make it final here? Maybe wide receiver. I'll take a glance.
Higgins or Harris or Besh.
So Higgins has moved up on our board. We talked about this a little bit, right?
Yep.
Jaden Higgins is now in the 47 spot on our board. All right. And then Trey Harris is a little bit lower than him. Trey Amos. So we just said 47, right? Trey Amos is in the 40 spot on our board. To me, that probably makes the most sense. Let's take a quick look at Landon Jackson. Where are you at? Landon Jackson's in the 33 spot.
Ooh, I like Landon.
You went and got 3 tackle. I feel like if you pass up on corner here, you're going to be hurting.
I was
To
going
me,
to say, if we go edge here, we definitely got to try and grab a corner at 87.
I would probably
I
go
think
corner.
Yeah,
All right, so
Trey Amos.
we're
Gotcha.
taking Trey Amos over Jaden Higgins. Now, Trey Amos is higher on our board with the hopes that maybe a Trey Harris or a Jack Besh, somebody like that might fall to us, right? So Trey Amos is the pick 54, A+ grade out of Ole Miss.
Let's go.
I would be okay if and this is like the last couple of mocks we've done, they felt like this, right?
Yeah.
I would be totally on board with that, man.
If you told me we're not getting Higgins at 54 and we're getting Trey Amos, I would be very happy. And look, we can take Jack Besh right here at 87.
Ooh, that's a pull.
Dude,
Let's
I love
look
Jack Besh.
Let's look at Jack Besh on the board here real quick. He is in the 63 spot. Greg Cosell loved him. RAS 9+. Absolutely dominated the Senior Bowl. I like it. Great hands, too. We talked about that. Good against not as good against man coverage, but great hands for sure. Dave MX6 says, let's go with Horton in the third. That's what he said, right? Torrey Horton is 111 on this board. Torrey Horton on our board. I want to say I was kind of surprised. Yeah, he's in the 92 spot on our board. Daniel Jeremiah had him at 73 on the earliest indicator we had. I didn't give him any bonus for Greg Cosell. Greg Cosell is not big on Torrey Horton. That kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But anyway, Jack Besh, I think, would be the pick here. Emilio, is there anybody else we may be overlooking that you think, nope, you got to go a different route?
Running back? Is he going to say running back?
If Travion Henderson is there, pull the trigger.
What about Ollie Gordon? What about Ollie Gordon? Is Ollie Gordon?
Have you watched it? I'll send you guys a video of Travion Henderson picking up a blitz. If that man,
Oh my God,
if that man is available in the third round, you are running that card up.
you just picked the worst way you could ever be like. You got to see this running back. You should see the way he picks.
Dude, he
up
can
a
do
blitz.
everything else. The one thing they can't ever do is block. Thank you.
Hey, look. All right, here's the pick.
I'm sending the video after this.
We're going Jack Besh. Atham says a good thing. We can actually partner him with Bush Light. He can be Besh Light. All right, it's gonna be amazing.
Besh lattes,
Let's
baby.
go.
Besh lattes.
I'm all about it. All right, what are we thinking? It was Besh. Is that it? Is that the pick?
Take
Yes.
Besh.
I like it, man. I would be okay with Besh in third. Emilio, you okay, man?
Yeah, no, I'm good. If Besh is fine. If Travion was there, we're taking him. Though. I'm sorry.
Get out of here.
All right, another A+ there. I like this. Is the first time we've mocked Jack Besh in a long time, ain't it?
It is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, up next, pick 124, top available. Kyle Kennard, edge. Damian Martinez out of Miami. Chris Paul Jr. out of Ole Miss. Deion Walker out of Kentucky. Jonas Sanker is actually a recommended pick. What are we thinking here, boys? What position we
We
want?
look at tackle.
Offensive tackle. You got Logan Brown,
Oof.
Chase Lunt.
Chase Lunt.
Colin
Where's
Pierce.
Chase Lunt on our board?
Let's see here. Do you got Emilio? You want me to look it up, bro?
Oh, you're gonna have to look that one up.
Emilio said you didn't take a running back. My God, you're on your own. Chase Lunt is in the 99 spot on our board.
99. We can get him at 124.
That's good value. Now he'll probably kick inside, but he can play. He can play tackle. He can play tackle. He's shorter arms, but keep in mind Balaga had shorter arms too. That's the one I always fall back on and talking about that. Let me see where Logan Brown is
So
real
did
quick.
Bach.
What is it?
I said so did Bach.
Same
Bach
with
had
Bach.
short
Yep. Another good comparison there. All right. So right now it's Chase Lunt interior.
arm.
Yeah, I think it's Chase Lunt here, boys. I'm okay with it. Anybody
I like that.
disagree with it?
I'm cool with that.
All right, Emilio, what do you think? Is that all right with you?
Bring over the Yukon. It's all right. Bring him over.
It's probably going to look like a bad pick here because he's 141 on their board and we're taking him 124, but I don't care. Got to be for it. Chase Lunt out of UConn. All right, up next is going to be pick 159. What position are we thinking here, gents? What do we want to see? Is we got Devin Neal, Emilio. Got us a running back. Can he pick up the blitz?
He was actually pretty nice in college football for a while, but I don't know about his blitz pickup.
Where do y'all got Savion Jones at?
Savion Jones. That's the SAI one I can never find, right? Let me see here. SAI. Savion Jones, we got at 127, meets the threshold and a Senior Bowl participant. That's
And he's
interesting.
from a big school.
Yeah, that's 127. Let's remember that. Tim, is there another position you'd like to see here, man?
Linebacker.
I was gonna say, in Smile Munden, quite decently graded or thought
Let's see.
after.
It's weird because some people have got him real high and others real low. We get him in the 136 spot, so that's fairly close to where who was it we were just looking at? Edge defender, Savion.
Savion.
And where do we got Kaiser again, real quick?
Jack Kaiser.
Kaiser, hardly knew her.
Jack Kaiser is 160, a little bit lower.
What about Bassa?
Bassa
Jeff
is 115. He's actually higher than all.
Here's a guy.
Senior Bowl participant, does not meet the threshold though.
Okay.
He stood out at the Senior Bowl though, really popped there. So
I would say let's go with Edge then.
he would be best on our board. Jeffrey Bassa would. We haven't ever drafted him, right?
No, we haven't.
No, I don't think we have. I don't think we've drafted Savion though either.
That's true. So Savion is, let me put it this way, Bassa's grade is a 105.7. Savion's is a 114.2. So that's what? Almost 2 full tiers.
Can we take a peek at D-line one more time?
Yeah, let's do that, Tim. I think that's a great idea. D-line, Jordan Phillips, Elijah Roberts, Riley Mills, Ty Hamilton. Let's see where Elijah Roberts is. I want to take that a little bit higher.
Roberts, Cam Jackson, or Phillips?
Elijah Roberts is an edge defender, versatile though. He could play. I think we had all determined that he could play interior. He carries the weight to do that. He's in the 110 spot. He's versatile. He's a captain, has a wrestling background. Packers met with him early.
Put him on the board.
And he was a top 30 visit.
Get her done.
It's going to look like a bad – I don't know. It might not look like a bad pick. I like Roberts here, though. What do y'all think, boys? Anybody disagree?
I like it.
All right, Elijah Roberts, defensive line out of SMU. All right, up next, pick 198. Again, we have went Kenneth Grant, D tackle, Trey Amos, cornerback, Jack Besh, wide receiver, Chase Lunt, offensive tackle / interior, and Elijah Roberts, versatile defensive lineman. So, you okay,
I like
Jack?
my man Jack right there, Mr. Geyser.
Jack, somebody's gonna get a hell of a football player in Jack Kaiser, and I just don't think it's gonna be the Packers. I hope I'm wrong, but yeah, he's in the 160 spot on our big board. The main thing that brings him down was the consensus big board early, and Kyle Krabs had him at 188 early on as well. What positions y'all want to see, boys?
Can we look at tight end real quick?
Yeah, I was going to say tight end or corner.
Sorrende.
Gadsden is 158, and then Jalen Conyers is 174. So Gadsden is definitely higher ranked here.
We got to get Emilio a running back in this draft. Let's take a peek at running back.
I like that, Tim. I like that.
Jordan James out of Oregon, Raheem Sanders out of South Carolina, Kalel Mullings, Jaquavius Marks. That's looking like cheeks, ain't it, boys?
Isn't Marcus Yarns?
Wait, Jaquavius Woody Marks, 133 on the board.
Hey,
USC Senior Bowl.
Another USC running back?
Greg Cosell -3.
Oh,
I'm gonna lose 6 subs and get hate mail for this pick.
I'm gonna be one of them.
What were the other running backs?
You can call them whatever you want to. Nobody knows.
Where do you have Marcus Yarns? Amelia, where do you have Marcus Yarns?
I'm
I'm pretty sure I heard Cosell talk about this guy.
Yarns is 204.
Okay.
You really want to lose subs? Let's look at quarterback.
Hey, let's go all in. Dylan Gabriel. Which, by the way, man, Cosell really liked Gabriel quite a bit. Just going through the scouting report on him, kind of surprised me, ain't gonna lie. Anyway, what are we doing, boys? Talk to me. We've named off about 6 that could be potential picks here, right?
I like Gatson here. Not to be boring, but I like Arondé Gatson at 198.
Get tied in.
Yep.
I think it would be.
We talked about him being a boundary receiver too. In a pinch.
What do you think, Emilio? Are we overlooking somebody here, man?
No, not really, because I'm kind of poking through that level right now, and I'm just not really seeing.
All right, let's go Arondé Gatson here with pick 198. Everybody good with it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's UNA out of Syracuse. All right, pick 237, gents. 237. See what we've gotten so far. D tackle, corner, wide receiver, offensive tackle, D tackle, tight end. So we're done with D tackle. I'm thinking interior offensive line and another cornerback would be what I want to see. Jack Nelson at tackle. You got Jack Nelson, Miles Hinton, Xavier Truss, Esapo. Esapo, by the way, I seen somebody tweeted something out, pretty prominent site the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it was like it wasn't just some Tom, Dick, and Harry throwing a tweet out there. And they said that 500 snaps, 500 pass blocking snaps, 0 sacks allowed, right? And I think we talked about that when we went through his top 30 visit. That's supposed a name to watch late in the draft for sure. Interior offensive line, Clay Webb, Tyler Cooper, Luke Newman, Marcus Weir's down there. Emilio, can you check a couple of these for me real quick?
Yeah.
I'm
Clay
telling
Webb.
you, Clay Webb is very, very grades out very well. Small school. I know Emilio loves Luke Newman. Marcus Weir grades out incredibly well. Small school.
Clay Webb, Emilio.
Yeah, 172.
Tyler Cooper.
253.
Luke Newman.
258.
Hello,
So it would definitely be Clay Webb. Where's Marcus Weir at?
Marcus.
WEHR.
Thank you. 279.
So Clay
Gotta go,
Webb would be
Clay.
the offensive line pick here for sure. Teddy Buchanan, where's he at?
Ooh, I like Teddy.
I just added him. He just got an updated number. He is 176.
176. So that'd be good value here too. I just really feel like, man, corner is probably the way we need to go here. I don't like looking up there and just seeing one drafted corner, especially if Jai is going to be gone. Hancock, I feel like we took recently, had a pretty good grade. Am I wrong there, Jordan Hancock? I want to say he was underneath
It's
200.
Herbie Hancock.
Sorry.
Emilio?
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
I got it. No,
Who was it?
you're working.
Jordan Hancock.
Jordan Hancock is 186.
Yes, 186. That is correct.
Appreciate that, Emilio.
That is on me.
Anybody opposed to Jordan Hancock here going another? It's either that or try to go.
It's that or Clay Webb.
I was
Where's
going to say
Clay Webb
Clay
again?
Webb. I like Clay Webb.
72.
All right, so he's ranked higher. Let's go Clay Webb here then. A+ out of Jacksonville State. Clay Webb, interior offensive line. I like it. All right, so we feel like we've done our due diligence there at offensive tackle. Got to get a corner, don't we, Tim? Gotta get a
Corner.
Look at
Longer
there,
beam.
boy.
Longer beam.
We waited and got Jordan
Hancock.
Hancock anyway. Where's longer beam, Emilio?
Longer beam. I mean, I think we just need to bring him in anyway, but 295.
Nice.
Where we
What
had
about Jalen Smith?
Yeah.
J.A.
Jaylin.
Smith is 223.
Yeah, it's Jordan Hancock.
Gotta go
Hands down.
Hancock.
There it is. Jordan Hancock is your pick out of Ohio State. Another national champion player, right? Mm-hmm. Ron, what is your problem, sir? Oh, man. Y'all need to get your head out of the gutter. Thank you, Coach McCarty. Appreciate you. Cam Ward, number 1. Travis Hunter, number 2. Abdul Carter, 3. Armand Mimbo, 4. Mason Graham, 5. Ashton Gianti, 6. Ty Warren, 7. Jalen Walker, 8. Kelvin Banks, 9. Mike Green, 10.
Oof.
Will Campbell, 11. Tet McMillan, 12. Will Johnson, 13. Shador Sanders, 14. Shamar Stewart, 15. Matthew Golden, 16. Tyler Booker, 17. Emeka Egbuka went 18 to the Seahawks. Him and JSN reunited. That's pretty cool. Malachi Starks, 19. Colston Loveland, 20. Derek Harmon, 21. Michael Williams, 22. We got Kenneth Grant. I love that pick at 23. Donovan Jackson, 24. Jade Barron went 25. Josh Connerly Jr., 26. Gray Zabel, 27. That just feels like a Baltimore pick. Nick Scorton, 28. Jahad Campbell, 29. Savone Revel Jr., 30. Tyleek Williams, 31. And Omarion Hampton. And, man, could you imagine grouping him up? That running back room is going to be sick and filled.
Saquon, A.J. Dillon, Hampton.
I was just gonna say, this looks like the most realistic first round draft that we've seen, other than the Philly pick, and probably other than the Texans pick, just because they are so offensive line needy that I don't think that Connerly or Gray Zabel, I don't think they'd let them pass that. But that's pretty good.
Yep. All good says great draft. Better if we would have taken Nolan. You know, you guys know I love Nolan. I love Walter Nolan. But Kenneth Grant, if we stuck to our board, man, he's significantly higher than Nolan. He really is. There's no two ways about it. So, real quick, because we may not be able to do a show tomorrow as we're packing up all the gear and getting it ready to fly out to do the live draft party in Green Bay. Here is that mock draft from the most accurate recent mock drafter. Okay, and again, his name is Brendan Donahue. All right, and he's with Sharp Analysis. So I'm going to read it off real quick, and we'll kind of see if it compares somewhat here. Cam Ward, number 1, got it, right? Travis Hunter, number 2, got it. Abdul Carter, number 3, this recent mock draft, got it. Okay, he's got Will Campbell going to the Patriots at 4. Our mock draft had Armand Membu going there. The Jaguars get Mason Graham at 5. The Raiders get Ashton Gianti at 6. The Jets get Armand Membu, so right there in the same ballpark at 7. The Panthers get Jalen Walker at 8. The Saints get Jackson Dart, number 9. Holy cow. Bears, Ty Warren. 49ers, Kelvin Banks. Cowboys, Ted McMillan. Dolphins, Will Johnson. Colts, Colston Loveland. Falcons, Mike Green. Cardinals, Michael Williams. Bengals, Derek Harmon. Seahawks, Gray Zabel. Bucks, Jahad Campbell. Broncos, Omarion Hampton. Steelers, Shador Sanders. Chargers, Kenneth Grant. Packers get wide receiver Matthew Golden.
Here's the guy.
How would y'all feel about Matthew Golden? Fastest 40 time of all wide receivers, right? Definitely can play outside. There's no two ways about that. How would y'all feel about that? And we'll wrap the show up with that.
As president of the Jaden Higgins fan club, I would not be upset at all with Golden at all.
He's a little lower on our board, Tim, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't look at Golden like, oh gosh, Golden. Like I could see that make it kind of feels like the Jordan Morgan pick last year, where we're all like, I had him a little lower, but it makes sense.
Yep.
We got him in the 38 spot now, by the way.
Agree.
What do you think, Emilio? Would you be okay with Matthew Golden?
Yeah, but I just first round receiver, man. I don't know. I just don't know.
He was the best guy around.
I just don't. I mean, I feel like Goody would take an edge, a tackle, or somewhere where you have to pay a lot of money. Obviously, wide receiver you have to pay, but down the road, I mean, we have a lot of logs in that fire, right? There's a lot of people in there, so I want my water cooler boy back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, if you're saying Clayton, you got to choose between Kenneth Grant, who we took at 23, or Matthew Golden, I'm going Kenneth Grant all day long, twice on Sunday. Sure. Trey Amos at 54. We got Jack Besh at 87. That would be it. That would be a dream at 87. Chase Lunn at 124. Elijah Roberts 159. Aronde Gadsden 198. Clay Webb 237. And Jordan Herbie Hancock 250. There you go. There's the mock for tonight. Y'all roast us in the comments. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Scan the QR code and join the Patreon community, man. It's growing like a weed, and it's so cool to have that communication in there. We're going to try to do a show tomorrow. I'm probably not going to create the stream because I don't want to build any false expectations. But if I can make it happen when I get home, I'll throw it together. But I got to pack up all the equipment. If we do a show tomorrow, here's the reason I'm thinking about not doing it. As soon as the show's over, I got to tear all this stuff down, pack it up, get it put in the suitcase, get ready. I got a 5 a.m. flight on Wednesday morning. I'll be in Green Bay by noon, though, right, Emilio? Is that about the time we get there?
That is correct. We're going to
go.
Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. So then we got dinner with the boys tomorrow night, or a Wednesday night, I should say. And our boy Larry Cano going to pick up part of that tab. I think that's absolutely awesome.
Thanks, Mr. Larry. That's awesome, man.
That's right. That means Emilio's going to order 3 of everything on the menu and be that.
Right.
Emilio's going to order $200 worth of cannolis.
Worth a shot.
Let's see here. United Bates says, I give this draft an 86% GPSR. That's guinea pig survival rate. It's an Oh, it broke me up, man. Of all the things to say about that cat, we're in here going, look at this guy. How dare he come in here and talk trash? And literally Bates says he just threw his guinea pig against the wall.
How dare you?
That's what he's remembered for.
Yeah, it really is. Not Bates, the other guy, right?
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Yeah, Larry says you're welcome, guys, man. Just so cool, man. Just a silly little Packers show and meet so many awesome people. You guys are awesome. So, again, shout out to the super chat tonight, Mr. Willie. Appreciate you. Tom Grassi smoking a cig. So we got a couple screen grabs. So here's what I'm going to do too, and we're wrapping up. The screen grab we got of the Brendan Donahue mock, the most accurate one. I'm also going to get one of Peter Schrager. We're going to save it in the system, so we'll have it on Draft Night. Quick reference, Tim, so we can just pop that up on the screen. Here's what Schrager's saying. So I think we're going to be more prepared with this draft than we've ever been. Let's just pray to sweet baby Jesus the internet holds up at the rental house, because if it's a couple of hamsters on a wheel over there, we're screwed.
Yep.
I could host it, right? If I had to, I could be the host, and then
Wow.
Yeah.
But if we lose internet, you'll be the only host.
Whoa, look at me. I've got internet.
I'm not saying it's the best internet. Some people would say it's the best internet.
You probably could, Jacob. You could host it, and then we might be a little grainy or something, but hopefully it'll work out. But we'll figure. Listen, if I have to run across town and pay a portion of Larry Cano's money to get internet hooked up real quick faster, we'll do that too. So I will. Money talks, BS walks. Ain't that right, Emilio?
Absolutely.
Yes,
He hasn't heard 60% of what we said on this show. He's just been staring at the screen all the time.
Dude,
65%.
65%. That's what we
That's a good
117 on the board, so only got about halfway more to go. So we'll be all right. We'll get her done for the night. Patreon, join the group so you can get your hands on it. I was just making sure you had access to it earlier today. So.
You're awesome, dude. Appreciate all the work you put in, man. All of you guys. It's been the best draft build up.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Ever.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's always better when you walk into the test when you did your homework, right? Instead of cramming the night before.
Yeah.
Staple that stuff to the inside of your hand, Tim.
Jeez.